Hi everyone, Greg Knox here and Julia Hill Sorochan from Ski and Wild Conservation Trust, and we're going to provide an update on the Ecstall River slide and what we think the impacts to salmon might be. On September 1st, there was a huge slide into the upper Ecstall River, and we sent out a video that Stan Hutchins, the local creek walker from DFO, took about a month ago, and it showed that the whole upper valley was completely wiped out from the slide. More recently, several folks from Ski and Wild, including Julia, went into the Ecstall to check out the impacts to the lower river and to get a better understanding of what the impacts to this year's salmon run, but also future salmon runs will be in the system. So hand it over to Julia here to talk a bit more about what they saw.
Yeah, thanks, Greg. While the impacts on the upper section, as Greg mentioned, were quite impressive and severe, it looks as though the long-term impacts might not be quite as severe as we had originally feared, which is great news. I think the biggest concern right now is around the sedimentation that may occur in, flood events, fall rain events, and spring freshet, because the system still seems quite volatile. But the good news is that it doesn't seem like it's a lot of really fine sediment, that it's coarser material, which is easier, will A, settle more easily, but B, has less devastating impacts on salmon, doesn't choke out eggs or gum up their gills as much. So that's good news. But I think long-term monitoring will be required to really fully understand what those impacts are, and to ensure the health of several important populations of salmon in the Ecstall River. But like I said, consultation with habitat biologists and local Indigenous knowledge is sort of leading us to believe that it won't be as devastating for those salmon as we had originally feared.
We just want to thank both the River Lodge and Bob Shaughnessy for making the flight happen into the Ecstall, and we'll be looking to raise funds from others for a long-term monitoring program in that watershed.